Okay, we proceed now. We look at the second question. All right. So we have a second question. This one here. Okay. So the question says, the diagram below shows Mr. Mwonde's trip. He travels on a bearing of 141 degrees from A to B. He then decides, right? This is supposed to be decides. So he then decides to continue with his trip from B on a bearing of 255. Okay, from B on a bearing of 255 to C. Okay, so from here on a bearing of 255 to C. Okay, let me just check properly this one. Okay, just want to be sure. All right. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's our 255 there. Okay, so our 255 is here. I forgot to include it. So there we have our north line. Okay, so there we have our north line, and this angle 255 is from here up to here, right? So that is our 255 degrees. That's 255 degrees, right? Okay, so that's our 255 degrees, sorry. Okay, like that. Okay, right. So this is our B, and that one is our C. Now we can proceed to solve the questions. So we need the bearing of A from B. This one's supposed to be A from B. Okay, the bearing of A from B, and then the bearing of A from C, this one here, right? Okay, so how are we going to solve this one? So for A, the first one, we can extend the north line if we want, but that's not necessary. Okay, we know that this is our north, right? So this is our north, and this is our north. So let's first identify which one is the bearing of A from B. So A from B, we are at B, right? So since we are at B here, we are at B, so extending our line from B to the north, you know that this line is your starting point, right? So since this line is your starting point, if you are to find the bearing, you are going to start drawing that bearing. It will go straight up to until we are not going to end in this line. Okay, why are we not going to end upon hitting this line CB? Because we need to look for a line which is extending between A and B, right? Because the bearing we want is a bearing from A, the bearing of A from B. So we are moving from B to A. So we need to find the line which is stretching from B to A. So this is the line. Okay, so that is my bearing. So this bearing that I'm looking for is almost a circle, but it is incomplete, right? So what am I going to do? I know that if I complete this one and make it a complete circle, the total of this angle will be 360, right? So there we are analyzing our first question. We know that my total will be 360. So to find this other remaining space, which is a bigger one, okay, this outer one, which is my bearing as well, I just need to find the size of this small angle here, okay, this one here, right? And how am I going to do that? Remember that if you extend this line which you have here, right, and this one here, which is your north, which you drew as your north at B, right, when you extend it, they will give you two parallel lines, right? Yes. Okay, so since these two gives you a two parallel line, you know that this angle here, right, your angle here, the angle which will be here, and this angle which you are looking for, this small angle, they are alternate interior angles, right? Yes. Since they are alternate interior angles, this angle from there up to there, if we consider an angle of a straight line, that should give us 180, right? Now that out of 180 we've been given 141, to find this remaining one, we will just say 100, okay, and 80, subtracting 141 from 180, we are remaining with 29, right? That's 29 degrees. Okay, so this small angle here is 29 degrees. Okay, hope you are able to see it. So that angle is 29 degrees. Okay, so if that angle is 29 degrees, it means we can find the bearing now, our bearing, by subtracting 360 minus 29 degrees, okay, which will give us so you have you can just confirm that if you subtract 180 minus 141, if it's giving you 29, I guess it's not 29 but 39. Yes. Okay, so this one supposed to be 39 and not 29. Yes, so this one is 39 and not 29. Sorry about that. Okay, so if we subtract now 360, right? Okay, if we subtract by saying 360 minus 39, it's giving us 321, right? It's giving us 321. So 321 is my bearing of A from B. Okay, yes, so it's if we subtract 360 minus 39, we are getting 321, right? So that is my bearing. Okay, you can confirm that. So we go to B now. Okay, in B we want to calculate the bearing of A from C, right? This one should be too easy for you. Okay, okay, it's here, it's passing here, our north line, because it's the first thing that we need to do before we start calculating. So this is your north, so you want the bearing of A from C. A from C, so we are at C, right? So if you are at C, you extend your position, your starting position toward north, and you see that your bearing is up to this line, right? So this is the angle you want. Okay, so this is the angle that you want, right? So how are we going to calculate this angle, that this bearing which is there? Okay, right, so this bearing that we want to calculate, I know in the question that I gave you, what you are doing, you are considering this to be 90, and all you could say was 90 minus 135, 90 minus 35, and you get 55, just like that. That's what most of you were doing, but we're not going to do that, okay, because it's not necessary, and we don't have any reliable data to use those properties. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to use the known procedure, okay, which is understandable, right? Okay, so since you have your 255 here, right, your 255, this angle 255 which you have here, you are given this 255 from here up to there. Okay, it ended on the line which is stretching from B to C or C to B, right? Yes, and on top here you have found this angle to be 39, right? So to find this inner angle, this angle from just from here up to there, okay, this one within a triangle, you are going to say 255, right? You're going to say 255 plus 39, that is going to give you 294. So 255, right? 255 degrees, that's degrees, plus 39, okay, 39, giving you what? 294 degrees. Okay, confirm that. Okay, so you now know that 294 degrees is your angle from here up to there, okay, up to just here. So to find the angle here, just within a triangle from here up to there, we'll say 360 now, right? 360 degrees minus 294, okay, 294 degrees, and this is going to give you 66 degrees, okay, 66 degrees. So that means the angle inside here is 66 degrees, okay, right? That is 66 degrees. That is your angle inside a triangle there. So now use the properties of angles, interior angles of a triangle. Their summation gives us 180, right? So you are going now to subtract 180, which is the summation of all interior angles of a triangle, subtracting the summation of 66. Okay, if we add 66 degrees plus 35 degrees, right, 35 degrees, this is going to give us, so that is if we subtract 180 minus 65 plus 65 plus 35, okay, which is giving us 79 degrees, right? Okay, so if we solve for this 79 degrees, it means we have this is the size of the angle from here up to there, okay? So this angle is 79 degrees, right? Okay, so if this is a 79 degrees there, and we know that this 79 degrees there, here we have a 30 degrees, right? Hope we are able to see it. Here we have a 39 degrees, I mean, okay, this 39 degrees which we calculated, which is alternate interior angle to this one that we calculated here, okay? So this angle here, this angle which is 39 here, okay, and this angle, alternate interior angles, they are both what? 39, their size. Okay, now we have calculated this angle from here up to here to be 79, including a 39. So that 39 is inside 79. So just to find the angle which is here, okay, from this point up to that point, we are going to say 79 minus 39, which will give us 40, right? So this angle, just from here up to there, it's giving us a 40 degrees here, 40 degrees angle. Okay, now remember that this 40 degrees angle we found there is alternate to this one. They are alternate interior angles. So this angle, okay, and this angle are alternate interior angles. So what are we going to do now? Since they are alternate interior angles, it means this angle is also 40 degrees, which is the bearing we are looking for. So we'll say finally the bearing of A, right, from C, right? So this is from, indicating from C, is equal to 40 degrees, right? You put a 0 in front since this is a bearing. Okay, hope you're able to see what we did. So the first thing we used the concept of adding 255 and 39, which helped us to we got 294. Then that 294 from 360 we found 66, which helped us to find the in one of the interior angles of a triangle here, right? Okay, after having two interior angles of a triangle, of which we know the summation is should give us 180, we subtracted 35 degrees plus 65 degrees. From 180 we got 79, but then we realized that this 79 was covering the angle from this part to that part, including the 39. Okay, this 39, which was alternate interior angle to this angle here. Okay, so we subtracted 39 from 79 to get 40. Okay, 40 degrees as the interior, one of the interior angle of a small triangle here. Okay, or just this angle. Okay, from here up to there we got 40, and then we realized that this angle and the angle at this line, okay, they are alternate interior angles if we consider these two to be parallel lines. Okay, so if this is 40, even this one is 40. Hope we're able to get that one. Okay, so let's solve the next question in the second video.